Hi there, my name is Hetty The Entrepreneur, and welcome to Conversations with Hetty Online. I'm very excited about today's conversation that we're going to have because I am going to be sharing with you how I helped a client to land a six-figure corporate client on a monthly retainer. I feel this is an important conversation to have because I get asked quite often, Hetty, how do I get corporate clients? How do I get them to notice me? How do I get them to really take me seriously? So I'm going to go through step by step what I did with my client, and this is part of a case study. Now, if you want more client examples, more case studies, this book right here, baby, full of case studies. And these are of actual clients that we have worked with in our monetization agency. And the reason why we actually included case studies within this book is because it's important, particularly as African people operating on this continent looking to monetize. It is important for us to have examples of people who look like us, who are operating in environments similar to ours, doing the things that we want to do. It gives us belief, but also it allows you to see how we practically implement the strategies that I often talk about. So I'm very, very excited. So my client's name is Zodwa, and she is in the training and facilitation space. And particularly with a focus on leadership. And so she loves to do training and facilitation for corporate organizations. So today we're going to talk about how we were able to land her a six-figure corporate deal. All right. Let me know within the comment section. Are you looking to get corporate clients? How has it been going for you? What are the things you're struggling with? What's working? Because that's often something we don't talk about. Let us know what's working for you so that we can all be able to learn from each other. So, first and foremost, I met Zodwa at a speaking engagement. I often speak at different engagements, and after speaking, I get to interact with people. And she's one of the ladies that came up to me and said, Hetty, everything that you spoke about resonated with me. How do I get to work with you? Because I've been sending out cold emails to corporates. They're not responding. They're not getting back to me. And I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. Is it my proposal? Is it my approach? Is my offering not needed? I don't know where my improvement points are. So, first of all, guys, I'm recovering from a flu. So if I'm clearing my throat a lot, please do forgive me. It's winter in South Africa. And honestly, that is just the name of the game. But we are soldiering ahead because what? I am in my YouTube consistency era. All right? So please do give this video a huge thumbs up. All right. So Zodwa, for me, I felt represented what a lot of people typically do. They send an email, they'll go to various corporate websites, look at the contact us page, send an email of their business plan, their proposal, their vision, and everything, and kind of hope for the best. Unfortunately, that strategy does not work. A lot of those inboxes are inundated with hundreds and thousands of people exactly like her, hoping that they are going to respond. Also, in order to catch the attention of a corporate, you need to understand that corporates are often creatures of habit. They've already got service providers that they know and love and have been working with for several years, and so they prefer those particular individuals. In order for a corporate to actually onboard you and say, yes, I want this particular company or individual to come on board as a service provider, there needs to be a certain je ne sais quoi, that certain spark, something different about you that makes them want to work specifically with you. And I find that a lot of people don't really have a strategy to either articulate that or bring that across. So that is one of the first things that I wanted to work on with Zodwa, for her to actually understand the psychology of getting corporate clients. A business proposal, a cold email, and a telephone call is not enough. You want to have the memorability factor, that zaza. You need to have that thing that's going to make you memorable, because honestly, without it, there are so many other people like you offering a similar thing who've used some template from some organic app. And, it's just that memorability thing is just not there. So understanding it is then very, very important. The other thing that we did with Zodwa is we narrowed down the corporates that we are actually going to focus on. So what I often find is that people will say, I'm looking for a corporate client. And then I'll say, okay, what industry are you looking? Are you looking at automotive industry? Are you looking at telecoms? Are you looking at technology, banking? What industry are you looking at? They're like, any corporate. And that is a danger, because when you use that just spray and hope method and just sending out your business proposal left, right, and center, it is not customized and it is not tailored to that particular corporate's industry and their pain point. And trust me, people can tell when you have sent out a generic proposal, a generic email, and as a result, they often don't even dignify those types of emails with a response. So you want to make sure that when you are doing a corporate acquisition strategy, we need to narrow it down. Which industry do we want to start off with? And you might think to yourself, but I like Zodwa, she is a training and facilitator within the leadership space. So as long as you are looking for leadership training, she's your person. Yes, I understand that you can service almost any industry and any company. But if we say, for example, we are focused on the banking sector, what it allows us to do from a research perspective is understand what is the state of leadership within the banking industry. What are the challenges they are facing? What are the nuances that are unique to the banking industry that when we include in our offering and our positioning and messaging will allow the recipient to feel as though these guys get it? They understand my industry. They understand the challenges that we are facing, and they understand what leadership challenges and vacuum we have. And therefore, they are the best people that are best positioned to service us. So if you are not doing it in that way, they will know from a mile away. They can smell it from a mile away that you've sent out a generic proposal, and as a result, they'll treat you like you're generic because, child, you're acting generic, right? So it's so important for us to narrow down the industries and say, within this particular sector or industry, this is how we want to penetrate and make a difference. So that's what we did with Zodwa. Once we were able to narrow it down, the next thing that we did was draw up a wish list. Writing down a list of actual company names that we are going to target and we are going to approach. Because what it does is that it gives us a template and a guideline from which we can be able to tick off once we have approached them. All right. So, when doing the wish list, please don't make the mistake that most people make of only writing the big, big firms and the big, big organizations. Don't do that. You see, corporate is made up of a mix of different types of companies. There are small companies that have a staff component of 10 people that are generating millions. There are so many companies like that in the banking sector, in the law sector, in accounting. consultants, small firms, etc., that can actually become your client. But because you are looking at the big players, as a result, you completely eliminate yourself from even being in the running. The reason why I like those types of corporate clients, particularly when starting out, is because I find that there is a lot less red tape in their decision-making process. You see, the thing with bigger organizations is that you will have a conversation perhaps with the head of marketing, and they'll love your concept. They'll love everything that you are proposing and bringing to the table. But then all of a sudden, they have a conversation, and then the legal department comes in and says, oh, we need to make sure that the following things are done. And then somebody from ops comes in, and then another stakeholder from another department. And before you know it, it's 3 to 6 months later, and there has been no movement, no progress. You haven't even been onboarded as a service provider. So it's nice to be able to say that I've got such and such big company on my balance sheet and as a client. Of course it is. And am I saying you shouldn't go out there and approach them? No, that's not it at all. But you certainly want to do a nice mix when drawing up your wish list, because you will be surprised at the companies that convert the quickest. All right. So having that is really, really good. The next thing that we did with Zodwa, once we did the wish list, was to come up with a value proposition. What is that thing that would actually set her apart? And what is the offering that she is bringing to the table to the organization? Now, one of the big mistakes that I find people making is that they want to bring a solution for the entire organization. And let me tell you, when your solution is for the entire organization, it can really take a very, very, very long time to get everything approved, because now you increase the number of stakeholder approval processes. Honestly, sometimes you feel like, geez, my grandchild would be having their 10th birthday before this comes through. So what is nice is actually to have an offering that is department specific. Because if you are able to penetrate into one department, that is really fantastic. Number one, there's often less red tape, and there's often less loopholes that you need to climb through. And success in one department gives you leverage to be able to replicate that success in other departments. So sometimes you want just to have that foot through the door, build and nurture those relationships, and then you can be able to spread your branches into the other departments, because now you've got a foot through the door. The other thing we really needed to determine for Zodwa is, yes, you do training and facilitation. Yes, you are in the leadership space. Are you offering an offering that is completely new? In other words, we are starting from the ground and building up. Or are you offering something that is an add-on to what already exists? Now, this is an important question to answer, because if we were going to create something completely brand new, once again, it would have taken longer for Zodwa to actually monetize in this particular area. Because anytime you are doing something new, the corporate red tape is like a maze. And you just see yourself chasing your tail, chasing your tail, chasing your tail. So my recommendation to Zodwa was to say, let us approach companies that already have a leadership type of program within their organization. Now, the thinking behind this, and Zodwa was like, but if they've already got, it means they've already got a service provider. Why would they change from their service provider to me? And I said, we're not asking them to change. We are bringing the cherry on top. And so this is what we did. They had leadership trainers that were there on an individual level. And what we were able to say is, in the midst of your leadership trainers on a one-on-one level, we want to augment what already exists and make it even better by bringing in group training. And what this does is that it impacts company culture. It allows your organization to develop a crop of employees that know how to lead themselves and lead others as well. This was an easy sell. Why? These are companies that already believe in leadership training. So there is no burden of proof to actually prove to them that they need this particular thing. They have already proven that they are open to spending money in this particular space. So once again, there is no burden of proof. All we have to do is to showcase why they should add on top of what already exists. Do you see how it is easier to convince somebody who is on a path, on a particular direction, than somebody who's never even started that path before? Let me know in the comment section if you understand my thinking here with Zodwa. So it actually worked. We put together these programs. We tailored them for each and every company that we approached. We went to various meetings. We did a lot of relationship nurturing on LinkedIn, event attending in order to do networking. We did a lot of referral marketing strategies by taking out Zodwa's contact list and doing a strategy that unfortunately is exclusive to my clients in being able to actually leverage her already existing contact lists. We did lots of meetings. We did lots of pitching. My team initially would also pitch on Zodwa's behalf while she was building her own confidence to be able to pitch for herself. And I think it took us a good, I would say 9 to 10 months before the first corporate bit the bullet and said, this is fantastic. We are ready to move forward. And at the point that they were ready to move forward, Zodwa was able to sign a contract with them, a monthly retainer contract, and her retainer with the client is 120,000 Rand every single month. And that is how we were able to help our client land 6 figures every single month with a corporate. It was not easy. It was extremely grueling. Zodwa had to step out of her comfort zone. And one of the things that I will say is that there's no copy and paste strategy when it comes to a corporate acquisition strategy, because every single strategy is based on the specialization, the niche, the strengths of the client, the environment that they're working on, and also what the landscape looks like in the particular areas that we are focused on. I do not think that we would have gotten this particular success in the length of space that we got if it was the hope and pray method, if it was generic proposals, if we did not do relationship building, if we did not hone in on a particular industry and have our wish list written down, it would not have happened. This is so important. And the reason why I wanted to share this with you is because a lot of people will say, Hetty, help me to get corporate clients. And the truth is, our monetization agency, in a scenario like that, we work on a retainer too. So this client is paying a retainer for a good 10 months on something that we are conceptualizing, working on, and working in the trenches with her. But the question therefore becomes, was it worth it? She now receives 120,000 Rand every single month. And not only that, she is impacting lives doing exactly what she loves. So when it comes to a corporate acquisition strategy, I really want you to understand that it is the long game. We've had clients where it takes 12 months to monetize. There are others where it takes a shorter period of time. It depends on what the offering is, what the price point is, the industry, all of those different and varying dynamics. If you love case studies, like I said at the beginning of this video, there are tons of them within this book, Monetize with Hetty the Entrepreneur. I'll definitely put a link in the description for you to get your copy. Now, it's your turn to have your say. What part of this case study resonated with you? Are you implementing any of these strategies? Please do let me know within the comment section. And also let me know what other types of videos you would like to see over here on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been absolutely wonderful. I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye for now.